Hey guys, I just realized I was muted the whole time. Welcome in. We've got Neil's Han Dynasty in here. Dave's not here. Try again. So we're just documenting the silver prices busting through $47 an ounce, which they've done in the last half hour. And the comment that I pinned at the top of chat there is from Think for Yourself. So for anyone that's into numerology or anything like that, you might enjoy that video. It's very interesting. Sound is not sounding good. Okay, let me test. It's 5x5 now. Okay. Yeah, I was muted there at first. Thanks, Neil. There's always something when you live stream. So here's the short term. You can see that it did. This is 47 here. So it hit it twice, then had a bit of a correction, then it busted all the way through as high as 47.17. And it looks to me like it's just going to run, guys. It really doesn't look like there's a whole lot of resistance, but we'll see. I'm late with the news. Yeah. Well, I wanted to be one of the first people to document it since I saw it. I was watching it a little bit there. And if Dave's not here, is actually here. Good to see you. I was lurking in at Steve's live stream there a bit earlier, and I noticed you weren't there. I hope all is okay with you. Yeah, try again. Like, I just don't know. It's got so much momentum, and when we zoom out, you can really see that. So this is going back to 2017 now. The whole 2020 thing was right in here, where it went down to 11. It went down to like $11 an ounce, even though we couldn't really buy it for that price, but on the paper markets it did. And wow, man, just in the last month, it's jumped from 39 up to 47. Say from the last 2 months, 36 to 47. That's $11 in 2 months. So I would encourage you guys to click on that link pinned at the top. It is very interesting that, and it's not a prophecy, but it was kind of predicted that the 47th president, we'd see $47 silver, and it's exactly 8 months and 8 days since he took office that it hit 47. If you're into that sort of numerology, check out the pinned link. Try again says it's not the characteristic of a spike. I don't know. It sure looks like a spike to me. It looks like it's going parabolic. So I'm going to go back to really short term here again, just so we can see if it really runs up. And this is pretty high volume too. They switched the terminology over here where it used to say like contracts, the volume. Now it says ticks. But like this large one here was 461, which is pretty significant. Hey, Mike Herrera, good to see you. Yeah, I'm not that big on numerology either, Neil. But I do have a friend that's right into like the Chinese astrology, and I do think there's some correlations in there that happen. Sometimes people say it's coincidence. It's tough to say. Yeah, good to see it. Try again. And for anyone that doesn't know, try again. Sometimes he comes in under Anita, and sometimes under try again. But always learn a lot from try again as well. Good to see you. So yeah, with respect to that comment, with it always coming back down, we are used to seeing that over the last couple decades. But in the last couple years, well, let's see here, last 2 years, we haven't really seen any big drops. You know, there were a few that were maybe 10, 12, maybe 15% drops in here and in here. But this right here, I think, would be the largest drop I've seen recently, from 28 down to about 18. And anyone that was buying in here is pretty freaking happy now. That I can tell you. Hey, Dave's not here, and Blackwatch. Anyone else I missed? And I tried saying hi to you earlier, but as it turned out, I was muted. So I'm not going to go too heavy duty into analysis or anything like that. I just wanted to document this, and it's a massive spike. So we've seen and heard people talk about the cup and handle. And so most people are going to say this is like a 15-year cup. And the theory behind the cup and handle, I believe, is that the handle is supposed to go up significantly higher than the cup itself. But we'll see. It's definitely holding on to 47, which is incredible. It wasn't that long we saw $30 silver. Um, yeah, I can drop a link if anyone wants to come up. There's the link if anyone wants to join the panel. So what happened was I was watching the silver market actually approach 47. It was right around here where I was like, you know what, I'm going to fire up a live stream and just document this. And sure enough, it went up to 47. And then as I was getting everything set up, it dropped back down to like 46.75. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to run this anyway because you never know what's going to happen. And look at this, it's back up at like 47.12 now. Okay, we've got the Prince of Platinum in the house. Hold on, Neil. There we go. How you doing, Neil?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
How are you doing?
You know what? Honestly, I'm getting close to the end of my day, and I was just winding down, and then I noticed this was happening. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna
Got it
document.
documented.
That's right. You never know when it's gonna get switched up, right?
Yep. It's fixing to be historic once it gets over like 50, 51 or thereabouts. I think that's the actual highest high it's ever been or something like that.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been like a lot of people that were naysayers on silver were, for a long time have been saying, "Oh, it can't even get back to its all-time high of the '80s," which has been true. Like it's still not quite there.
Yeah.
The high in the '80s was, according to this, $48, and then the high in 2011 was 49.81. So
Still below it.
we're on the doorstep of it, though.
Yeah, but
So
see, now the similarity that you see there is it dramatically fell after each of those.
yeah. Hey, Andy, good to see you.
So it
And
makes me
Silver
wonder if
Shelby.
that same thing won't happen this time, seeing how they all say, and this is just using other people's sayings of history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And again, if you look at this chart, 2 times it went up to 48, 49, and look how on both times it fell right back down. So if history rhymes, just using the sayings that everyone says, I would anticipate it maybe going up to 60 and then dropping back down as being a feasibility. Not that it will, because it is different this time. But looking at, and that's why I don't like charts, because they can be misleading unless you add geopolitical in with your chart reading.
That's yeah, chart like reading a chart is just taking a look from one perspective. And you're right, Neil, there can be hundreds of different ways of viewing it. But this is a decent two-dimensional way of just looking at the past and the present. It doesn't predict the future at all. And so what I'm doing here is just documenting it. So with respect to your comment, Neil, about how these past two major spikes, it just fell back down. I completely appreciate that, and you're right. So it went from like $48 in January of 1980 down to about $3, $3 or $4 in 90, 12 years later. So anyone that bought back at that peak was just in massive financial pain from that decision.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
And same thing again here in 2011. So point well taken. I don't want to be the guy that says, "Oh my God, look at it! It's 47. You better buy now," because I agree. There's a huge chance that it could have a big pullback at
It
any
is
time.
manipulated. We all know this.
Yeah, but at the same time, I look at where it dropped. The first time was back down to about $5. The second time was down to about 16 or 15. Let's call it 15.
So it dropped 65%.
And 15, 30. So yeah, like just looking at it that way, it'd be reasonable for it to drop back down into the 30s.
Easily.
Just based on the chart, the one way of
Yeah, the single perspective viewpoint.
Yeah. So, but then you add in, but it's different this time. And
now you bring in geopolitical, and you're getting another perspective to enhance your view of the first view perspective that the chart gives.
Yeah. So I'm just going to zoom right back into very, very short term so we can see here. It's at 47.13 now. And we got Blackwatch in the house. Right on. Hey, Blackwatch, how are you?
Not too bad. Did I get the camera? I didn't know Restream. I haven't used Restream in.
Your camera's off. Yeah, you're good. And I hear you.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good. I turned, just so you know, I turned your volume up just a little bit because you're a little bit quieter than me.
I can't. Okay. I haven't, like I said, I kept expecting StreamYards, right? But anyway, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd do if I had to do it all over again. You know what I mean? With precious metals. Because I remember it was around 1970. I had worked for a couple of years. And one of the guys on day shift, he shaved his beard. I didn't even know who he was. Like, look, who are you?
Yeah.
But he says he was living at home, of course. I was married for, I don't know, short time. And he said, you should buy gold at 35 an ounce. And I says, you live at home. I don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But would I do it again? Because I could remember silver at what, 565, 567 an ounce. Would I do it again? Would I invest heavily? I don't think I'd go that deep.
Well, you know what? In hindsight, like really, we'd all just buy Bitcoin, knowing what it did, you know, or a bunch of other things. But that's your upside speculation. The thing is,
Yeah.
when you go back into the past, you don't have that foresight to know for sure,
No.
unless you have inside information. And I hear Neil chuckling. I know.
And I'm not even certain that was on paper. You know what I mean? Because I dismissed the whole thought on money.
Yeah.
Well, was that physical gold or paper? Which you should not get into paper, of course. You know, so I've seen some wild things, you know, because I got into like currency, paper money and that.
Hey, Dave.
And I remember I went to a place in Oshawa, if you know that. And I had a friend that was in, started with an S, I can't remember.
Okay.
It was northwest of Toronto. Anyway.
Scarborough.
No, northwest of Toronto City. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, he was a dealer on the side.
Yep.
And I went out, you had to go outside for a cigarette, right? So he says, would you mind watching my valise? You know, it's like a coin show type of thing in the mall. And I kind of thought, this doesn't happen, right? This struck me odd. So he came back and I went for a cigarette. And I thought, afterwards, I said, Gary, why did you have me sit here? And he says, there's over $100,000 cash in that valise. I'm buying somebody's gold. I went, yeah, okay, you know, and there was. That was around, I don't know, 2012, 2014. There's over 100 grand in there in cash. So, you know, you see what metal can be bought for, you know, and, but, you know, he was only going to flip it. No doubt he could make 10, 20 grand. So, I don't know, precious metals, I don't know.
It's a tough. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining the panel here.
Just trying to figure out what we're buying next, folks.
I can tell you right now what you need to buy.
Said platinum, I think the other night we were talking about platinum.
Well, you need to get some clean air metals before it gets too high. There's a stock. It's already, since I've told people to buy it, it's up 85% in the last month.
You said clean air metals?
Yeah, it's like CRLMA or something like that is the stock sticker. Don't quote me on that. It's like 5 letters. I don't remember exactly what they are. It's out of Thunder Bay.
Yeah, I'll drop the link to it. Actually, I'll even do this.
Oh, okay, cool.
For a second.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that means
they'll be paying dividends.
Solar panel? Or
no.
Solar metal or
no, platinum.
Oh, it's platinum. Okay.
Yeah, it's the newest discovery of a platinum vein on the planet, and it's in Canada.
I mean, when they say clean air metals, is that just something that'll melt down without?
Dude, that's just advertisement.
Okay. Yeah. Just wondering if it meant anything.
Well, it is in a degree though, because they're mining for platinum, and platinum is part of the catalytic converter, and being environmentally friendly. So there is a green element to it. Hey, 79.
Well, now I have to correct you there, JM.
Go ahead. I got to take a leak anyway.
Platinum mining actually makes up 3% of carbon emissions of the world's industry, because it's got to go down like a mile plus, and there's all that crap from down there is totally venting out into the atmosphere, since it's an open mine, and it's they've calculated it to be about 3% of the world's carbon pollution comes from platinum mining. So that's significant for an individual industry for that percentage.
The platinum is the actual like honeycomb looking stuff inside your Cadillac converter, right? Catalytic.
Little balls. It's coated little balls, and it's either platinum or palladium, depending on which one's cheaper when they made the catalytic converter and what the contract was.
So what is the purpose of platinum inside of our catalytic converter?
It's a catalyst. It takes the actual, I think it's carbon monoxide. I'm not sure. One of the carbons that's produced from your engine in the manufacturing of horsepower from the fuel source produces a type of carbon that's toxic to our environment that platinum and palladium act as catalysts for and negate or make inert that in particular chemical. That's one of the great uses of platinum. Another, for example, is have any of you heard of 3M glue? A spray glue, aerosol glue.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only reason we have aerosol glue is because of platinum. They had to use. I was working at Monsanto as a pipe fitter's helper, and we were building the Vidine pipeline. And Vidine was the chemical that was used to mix with the glue after it was aerosol or some crap I didn't really understand. But they ran it through a screen of platinum as the catalyst, so that the Vidine could stick to the glue in aerosol form. And that is the only reason we have aerosol glue right now. And most car products on the inside, like your headliner and stuff like that, are aerosol glued. So you can thank platinum for that.
I'm pretty sure it's carbon monoxide. That's comes off of burning fuel, where dioxide is absorbed by plants. You know.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I don't really concentrate on, because that's the old technology use of platinum is in catalytic converters, and that's going away because the car industry and all governments are now following the Japanese plan to get people off gas burning cars, and that's instead of incentivizing only electric, they're going to offer 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different types of power plants that aren't oil-based fuels power plants. And they say by the numbers that should get about 70% of people off of buying the gas-powered cars, which will lower carbon emissions over a longer period of time. And that's why China bought 3.2 million ounces of platinum last year, because they are contractually obligated to build for 10 different car companies hydrogen-based engine for these new power plants.
Yeah, I think we were touching on that the other night. The small reactors or the mini.
No, that's the micronuclear reactor. That's
my
totally different. That was micronuclear reactor we were touching on. The power plants I'm talking about are for cars. And if you look at Cummins diesel engine, they don't actually make diesel engine anymore. They make a natural gas engine that they've made in anticipation of use of hydrogen in about 10 years, to where you can keep the same engine in 10 years once hydrogen becomes more readily available along their trucking routes. You will be able to take out the natural gas tanks that hold natural gas and change them to the hydrogen-powered gas tanks and keep the same Cummins engine, but it's not a diesel engine.
I know at one point I saw a video that I wasn't sure if it was real, but the guy had a car running on water, on like boiling steam.
You know,
the guy said it. They said he went missing. I don't know if it's real or not, but I did read the story.
If you look back at history and you catch the funny things, well over 2,500 years ago, they had a steam power engine, but they were too stupid to realize what they had, and they just made it a child's toy.
Yeah, weren't trains at one point were steam.
Well, the Greeks had this little child's toy. It was a round ball that you put water in, and it had 2 arms off the side, and they were at different angles, to where if you heated the ball up, the steam would shoot out these 2 little arms in different directions, and you could put it in water, and because it was a ball form, it had enough buoyancy to stay afloat, and the steam of the heat on the inside made it spin like a water wheel. And they actually had steam-powered engines in the Greek times. Had they used them, they could have taken over the world, but they didn't think about it. They decided with oar and wind power instead.
Well, and if you use water, is it sustainable in the long run? I mean, we need water to drink and many other things. So I'd rather probably use coal or rather than our water.
Coal is very toxic to the environment, according to the Greenies.
It's
Even
beautiful
though
being
China's building 300 coal power plants this year.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. So even if everyone in the Paris Accords were to do everything that they said to clean the air around the world, China doesn't have to do it, I think, until 2035. And they're the biggest polluter. And air travels across the entire globe. So
Actually, they're the second biggest polluter. The Earth itself is a bigger polluter of those same chemicals that we're concerned about. If you
Yeah.
look at what gases spew out of a volcano, there are a lot of carbon emissions. Actually, there's more carbon emissions in 1 hour of an active volcano spewing up in the atmosphere. 1 hour of that is equal to a whole year's carbon emission of every human on the planet. And I think there's like 27 volcanoes going off right now.
Australia uses a hell of a lot of coal too. Still,
It's all
Well,
bullshit.
I guess what I was getting at is even if we were to manage to clean our air, air travels all across the world. So unless everybody was on board, it really wouldn't work.
And
Well,
you know
see,
what? I heard that the shipping container vessels, that are coming from China specifically, and all around the world, are actually the number one polluter, other than potentially manufacturing. But it's those shipping boats.
Jam, have you seen those coming across? I know when I was up near the Thumb in Michigan, I could hear the barges at night, and they were spewing black out of those things.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't seen them in person, but I've seen the videos of them, and there's no question in my mind. But like, and to Neil's point too, I kind of feel like that type of watercraft should also be nuclear powered too. Like, we know they have nuclear powered submarines, clean, efficient.
yeah.
Run forever.
Yeah.
economies are all manufactured. That's why every economy fails.
I don't
What do you
think.
think?
Sorry, Jim.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, there's I don't know that some of the channels I get subscribed to, any kind of general ones. I don't know if it's Dollar Under Fire of it, but problem with them, a lot of times they start imagine, and you go, well, anything can happen. But they put up one that was a certainty.
Mm-hmm.
And Carney's been around before 2008.
Oh yeah.
He got Canada. Anyway, Baffin Island, it's kind of, you don't think about it. Greenland's out there, but it's true. Like, they released it, and they said for decades, they've been working on Canadian Space Agency up there. There's a lot of America, because when the Avro Arrow got canceled, one head guy Canadian engineer, and 24 others went to NASA. But anyway, they created satellite mini reactors. I can't find the video again. But
It probably got taken down.
Well, no, it was being commented on.
Okay.
It wasn't him announcing it. But the stuff that's up there, it's like true of what he's been doing for decades, what's been promoted, brain drains to the US, which has been, but anyway, satellites that are better, more technically advanced, and smaller than anything ever produced. It's kind of like you go, what? And they've been pumping billions into it. It's kind of like a secret little fortress.
So the satellites, I'm sure, are mostly solar, right?
So they say.
I've never seen like what their power source would be.
Yeah, well, it was kind of, I did email it to somebody, so I'll have to go back and try to find it. But it wasn't just imagine,
Right.
real. And a lot of it's going to European Space Agency. Because, like we signed with Saab for fighter jets. And but it was an interesting thing. But the point was, one of them was a miniature nuclear reactor that apparently works. So.
Well, yeah, Neil's been covering these micronuclear reactors on his channel for a while. It's fascinating. They're like the size of a transport truck trailer, and they're mobile.
Yeah. So
I really think that's like the biggest invention of our time, really.
It is
That's
massive.
That's why I pushed those two stocks. I pushed, and actually NNE is still a good buy because they're diversifying into 5 companies and getting a broader foundation before they start excelling in price in each one of those individual arenas that they're expanding into. As to where OKLO shot up like a rocket ship from $5 up to like 140, and now it's like still at like 110 in like 13 months.
Yeah.
Like 1,300% or 1,000%, something like that. So that's why I say diversify, because if you'd have put $100 into OKLO when I first started talking about it, you'd have 5 shares.
So now Dave asked earlier, it's all fine and dandy for us to show the silver chart here. And if we go back over the long haul, going back to 2021, you can see it's been having a nice run, but a lot of people don't want to buy high unless they're, into the fear of missing out. So what's the best bargain now?
Best bargain now is, in my personal opinion, is the smaller penny stocks, Clean Air Metals, and I personally like MJNA because I know for a fact anyone can Google it right now, and Google say, when did the DEA and Justice Department start working on reclassifying marijuana from a class 1 to a class 3 drug? And it should come back November 6th of 2024. So they've been at it for about 11 months now, and they've gone through a lot of loopholes. I think very soon Trump is going to come up on national news and state that he's going to make it nationally decriminalize it from class 1 to class 3. And what that actually does is open up a lot of investment by financiers and bankers to throw money at these medical marijuana and industrial marijuana use cases. And if you look at the use cases, there's going to be tens of billions of dollars thrown into this industry. And what that does for stocks is it increases their market cap. And what happens when market cap goes up is the stock price goes up. So, I would definitely look in at the very small, what used to be large market cap, now small market cap marijuana industry stocks, because a half a penny stock will 10x a hell of a lot quicker than a $76 stock.
So this has been a long time question of mine, is if crap hits the fan, right? And we have to trade in something, what's it going to be? Is it going to be food, water?
That's
Is it going to be
wrong question, a wrong way to phrase that question. The way you need to phrase that question is, what skills do I need to have to where I can earn silver, gold, and other assets when shit hits the fan, because my pantry's stocked and I'm prepared. And I'm going to keep my stack. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add to my stack by the use of my skills through barter.
Bartering is easy. I'm saying, like, physically, if you had a chunk of gold,
right,
and you had to pay someone a portion of it, then how, you know what I mean? What are you going to do? Chip a piece off?
So they're already doing it.
You break out your silver, because silver is fractional gold, and you know that, and you should have some.
They've already been doing it in Venezuela, and there's a video I actually posted.
I suppose you could melt it down and then mold it into smaller pieces.
You break it down by gram.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prospectors
or grain,
are taking
actually.
Got to get a kiln. I'll go be prospector soon.
I don't want to go too far off topic, but I couldn't catch Neil when he went live. You were talking one time, Neil, about South Africa, I think? The loan?
Oh, several times I've spoken about it.
Yeah, but the loans. What do you think of Argentina getting $20 billion when the guy screwed it up for 2 years straight just because he's MAGA? Really? $20 billion.
That's your opinion. I think he did great by cutting the waste and fraudulent spending and excessive government jobs that were unnecessary that put him in a position to do that. So it all depends on your perspective.
I just, I went through some of the things he did, and I just I don't think that's gonna work. But
it has worked.
Yeah.
Everyone was shouting praises of him a couple months ago, but the tide comes in and the tide goes out. So
Yeah.
if you yee ha ha on one, you're going to be sucking water on the other. So it's best just to not yee ha ha because the tide goes in and out. Look at the overall
It's not so,
ramifications, not the temporary ones.
it's not so much as affiliation, just the concept of now bailing countries out for billions of dollars. That's what I'm talking
Well,
about.
if you actually knew about what we had been doing for the past 80 years, you wouldn't be upset at that in particular one at all, because Europe has been taxing and tariffing us for over 80 years for billions and billions of dollars yearly for decades.
No,
No
but
one really checks into and knows about it because it's not a Trump affiliated thing. So why bother? But it's still factual and it's a hell of a lot more money. So it all depends on your perspective and amount of knowledge.
no,
Everyone's allowed to have their opinions. Just,
it's always been countries aiding other countries, but right now, at this point in time, I don't. Maybe it's for the future. I don't know.
you know how many billions of extra dollars we got because of tariffs that everyone said would kill us?
Yeah,
Take it from that.
I
That's
mean-
extra money. That's not tax dollars. That's not your money and my money. That's EU money that
No,
they're giving us to take
yeah.
and buy our goods. So let's use that.
Isn't that much. I mean, it really isn't that much. It makes a difference. It's probably going to prove worthwhile, but it's a concept of it. I just thought the United States was done with that. That's all.
Done
Maybe.
with what?
Yeah, bailing
What have you thought they were done with that was so evil?
bailing countries out to a large extent.
Ah, okay. Then you hate economics.
No, I'm just saying.
It's part of economics.
I thought they were done with it. That's
They're
not-
done with economics,
No, they were
or
done.
just the part of economics you don't care for.
They were done for bailing people out, for countries
Yeah, the
out.
part of economics you don't care for.
I didn't say that.
No,
Well, you
that's
said you were
right.
done with it because
Hold
of
on, Neil.
that. So
Hold on.
Apparently, you must care about it.
No, he was saying that it was reported that they were going to stop doing the bailouts.
Right
No,
now,
people
right
are
now,
mistaking
they let it
things.
go for a bit.
They, just
But
like people.
I listen. They were supposed to find 31 billion for the farmers. I thought that was great. It's about time.
It's good.
They let them go too long, in my opinion. They should have saw this coming and said, "Hey, if it all goes south, we'll be there for you, farmers. We'll be there for this year's
Why don't we
crop."
talk about the NGOs that aren't getting tens of billions of dollars of American money to work against America? Because we're now saving them because we quit with the USDA aid program, which was a fraudulent program, and it's now being worked through other agencies that are more effective and
Yeah.
exposing tens of billions of dollars of fraud yearly by our own country. Let's talk about that.
With all due
Called NGOs. The Democratic Party came up with them, and they've been taking
with all
tens of billions of dollars yearly to fund things like Antifa, Black Lives Matters, and all the rallies and stuff that they put on, the peaceful barbecues of the judicial houses and stuff like that.
with all due respect, Neil, I just watch Steve's. I don't usually do. And I watch somebody put something into somebody's mouth. I don't go for that. That's not what I said. I said at the present time that they would balk at doing that longer.
Okay, so at this present time in history, you want them not to go with economics as usual. Why? It's not your personal feelings. You already stated it wasn't your personal feelings. So please give
Did
me
I
a
say don't-
professional objective of why they shouldn't do it
Did
now.
I say not to do it? I didn't say not to do it. I thought they would have balked at it more. That's what I
Well, they
said.
have to do it. It's part of economics.
In general, yes, at the present
You
time.
have to bail things out. That's the type of economic system we're using right now. We're
I
not
didn't
using
say it
barter
was
system.
wrong.
We're not using the gold and silver system. We're not using the Arcadian economic system. We're using the type of system right now where bailouts are a thing. It's the debt system. We're moving away from it, but we're still in it.
And I disagree with bailing anybody out. That's not what I said. I said I thought they would have balked at it a little longer. That's all I
Balked. What do you mean? What's the definition of your word of balked? Or am I mishearing you?
Well, it was like a foregone conclusion. I want 20 billion, sure. What bank account? That type of quickness.
Oh, so you believe it was that easy?
I didn't say that.
Well, I was asking you for your definition of balked.
Neil. Hold on. Blackwatch is here to learn as well as I am. And so
I'm
what's
just asking
happening?
for his definition of a word I've never heard. That's all.
No, it's simple.
Well, balking at something is kind of like shaking it off, or
Not
Sure.
really taking it off because the farmers were there, right? 31 billion. Then all of a sudden Argentina comes in, they go before the farmers. I kind of went, whoa, why didn't you say as soon as we deal with this, we'll do it with you? That's what I'm talking about. They balked. Should have. Put you in
Are
order.
you sure that's how it's going?
No, you're saying I said, you're trying to say they shouldn't have done it. That's not what I said. I said,
I'm asking. I haven't put words in your mouth yet, sir. I'm asking. However you're taking it, it's misrepresenting me. I am questioning, asking. That is a perspective I've come from in this whole conversation. I haven't come from I'm telling you. I have not once come from that perspective. My perspective is I'm asking you a question. And you're saying I told you something.
the perspective.
I'm confused now, is all I'm saying.
South Africa got billions where it was like, well, that's what you said.
Well, you're talking about USAID. And yes, they did get billions, and not a bit of it went to aid, because I did reports on South Africa as we were giving them tens of billions of dollars. There was an African gang that took over a 15-story hotel in Johannesburg, and the cops couldn't get them out. And we were giving them quote unquote aid. And then you find out that all the politicians were getting second wives, third houses, and fourth cars. Where were they getting the money? Now all those politicians that have to give up their third wives, fourth houses, and third cars aren't getting the money, and they're having to give up their luxuries. So it kind of goes to figure where the aid was going. Now the aid money is going through proper channels that go through government-funded, not NGO-funded programs, to where the actual food aid actually gets to the people. And it cost us about a third of the amount because we don't have to pay people off to do the same thing.
Clearly,
which is kind of weird. We call that fraud and abuse.
Questioning your viewpoint. I wasn't. I was.
No,
just,
I was
doing
explaining.
fine.
Oh,
You know
good.
what? Hey, Blackwatch, I
Communicating.
just want you to know, like Neil.
Why do you think I'm challenging you? I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not-
You're fine. Neil likes picking apart things because that's how he learns. So just be aware, Blackwatch. Don't take it personally.
Yeah, please don't. I'm not attacking. I'm trying. Like I said, I'm asking. I'm trying to gain.
Neil's a pretty
perspective.
intense guy. Neil's a pretty intense guy. And when
You gotta
someone says
apologize
something
if
he
anyone's
doesn't
taking
agree
it.
with, you know,
Nobody.
I haven't thought I've done anything bad myself.
no, you're fine. You guys are fine. We're all on the same team.
I'm
Well,
not
it's
trying to be
It's a
disrespectful.
touchy subject, Neil, and everybody's under duress right now. So I understand that.
I think everybody agrees that we shouldn't be giving endless bailouts across everywhere, that it should be controlled
Freaking
somewhere.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's supposed to be one country first. I think the farmers. Honestly, I saw this for the farmers. Possible, and I'm thinking, well, they deserve a bailout. They stuck with it, and that's what I'm trying to say.
I always support farmers.
You know,
I always support the farmers.
Farmers, yeah, first. I would say first.
take care of business at home first.
I think
Yeah.
they shot down the aid. I think they were withholding, but I forget, it was like $350 million today, I read, that he actually won in Supreme Court to continue to withhold that money. Was it USAID? Is that what we're talking about?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that was that one that was funding all the NGOs. Where it wasn't.
I'm
it
pretty
wasn't
sure
going
they
across.
withheld that money today from Supreme Court. And not supposed to have liberals on the Supreme Court, but there was a couple of complainers.
Yeah, and Silver Shelby's right. Like people, and I know Indy talks about this too. Lots of people are waking up. Getting caught in a left-right paradigm is not going to help anyone out.
Right.
That's why I love, and I actually had the foresight to start voting for myself as president, so that way I couldn't be put in a box of the left or the right. I haven't voted for either in over 4 elections.
I don't know.
Nor have I voted independent or any other Tea Party or anything. I've always voted for myself.
That's one of the things I like about you, Neil. Though, is like you have, hey Dave, you have that energy, front running it, getting ahead of everything. This keeps serving me up with ads.
I appreciate
And
that.
and you're passionate. I still didn't come up with the word I was looking for, but I'm distracted.
I was wondering about this silver and that, and I was talking to. There's a woman in Texas. She's got a few years on her, but she was saying a supermarket down there is actually dealing in silver, which was, when you have a thing, can you actually use it? Well, they're using it to some extent. So in Texas, I don't know how you do that with scales and all, but they're doing it. So
Well,
So
if you have 1 ounce rounds and bars and all of that, it's very easy because it's stamped right on there.
yeah.
right.
But I begin to wonder if they're going to charge service on it. You know what I mean? It's like a credit card, 3% and all that stuff. But she didn't actually do it, so she didn't know.
If we ever go digital, we're all going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
No, we're going digital.
I mean, unless you're all in on digital, which I am totally not.
Well, that's the thing. It's not going to be all digital. They're still going to have a dollar. It's just going to be another layer to the economy we have now, which opens up a whole another industries and ways of gaining assets type stuff through a digital economy. But if you look at Russia, since I think, wow, about 2019 or so, I think the World Economic Forum and the World Central Bank has been working to digitize the entire Russian economy just for that. So, if you know these things, you know what's happened. Unless we break away from the World Central Bank and the EMF, which is possible.
That me or what?
Uncle
It's
Sam.
where I bartered with silver.
Well, it's just I hope it didn't. YouTube didn't start up again because I thought had that happen. How many
Cash only.
We got one full rack.
Full rack?
Yep.
That's a business I like.
Yep, that's it.
That's it, 32
And
on boss.
I see how much?
32.
But the question comes: where do you store the bullion?
That's Yo, Devore.
Yeah. Each one of these is worth about $30.
Do we accept silver? What? Do we accept silver?
We do now. That's what I would say. We do now.
At $30 an ounce.
This was a couple of years ago.
Look at everybody's so excited. Like it's treasure.
It's up to you.
Oh, what was your food?
It's worth it's one full rack.
One more rack. I got it.
What'd you buy? Ribs?
Okay,
Damn.
but it's one of those is
That was a full rack of back ribs
Yeah, change it.
at a
Yeah,
beer and
ribs.
ribs festival.
50. You don't got scissors? I got a knife. I'll cut it off for you.
You just wanted just the 48 back on this, right?
Yep.
I love this
Yeah,
video.
just make it 45.
45? Okay, sounds
Hey, yo, I'll buy it.
Okay. I come over here. Thank you. I come over here, I cut it up for you.
We made their day, man.
Here, can you hold my camera so we show it cutting it up?
Yeah, it was fun, man.
I do a YouTube
a
channel
good
where
day.
I promote dog walking
Okay.
and silver and precious metals.
Sounds good. Where can I sell this?
There's a coin shop.
And that shirt that I'm wearing, I wore that specifically. It says senior citizen. Give me my damn discount. That's what
I'm
that shirt
assuming that's Canada, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's all Canadian dollars. It was a couple years ago, and so in hindsight, like now, if I took an ounce of silver in, I should be able to get probably two full racks of back ribs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right now, these are about $30 each, Canadian.
Yeah.
But if I were you, I wouldn't sell it. Hang on to it. It's real money.
So that's going to about 25 American.
Thanks, buddy.
You think it'll go up in price over the years?
Huh?
You think it'll go up in price over the years?
I think so, yeah. It's really low right now.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. 1 ounce of silver will get you a full rack of ribs at a rib fest.
I just got hungry really fast.
Right? Okay, so it's come back to about 46.82.
So now you get a rack and a half of ribs.
So the point with that was you can barter, like when it's nice bullion like that. It's pretty easy because people can recognize it. Like in the States, if you've got American Silver Eagles,
Oh yeah, sovereign.
people they recognize that, or even better, the Constitutional. And I know Silver Shelby Stacker was in here earlier. They're talking about Stop the Melt. So in the States, that's any of your dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars, 1965 and earlier. And in Canada, it's 1967 and earlier. Here, those coins were 80% silver, and in the States, they're 90% silver. And it's very rare you'll find counterfeit Constitutional silver.
Is it 67? I remember 66 in Canada. 65, they started to drop the silver.
Yeah, between 65 and 67, you have to really look because it really depends. Some of it was even 50% silver.
Yeah, but it used to be 0.925.
But I'll tell you what, right now is in the States, when they switched from having silver certificates where
Yeah.
right originally you had your monetary value was in the coins. You had your silver dollars, you had your gold eagles,
Direct exchange.
but the idea when they started issuing the paper money was that it was supposed to be fully transferable from the coinage into the paper at any time. And the whole point was that having the paper was going to be more convenient. You wouldn't have to haul around 20 pounds worth of metal, to have 20 grand in your pocket.
Well, we were later. It was 1935 for the Bank of Canada.
Yeah. But my understanding is in the States, when they switched and they went off of that standard, the gold and silver standard, that the people had lots of notice and warning about it. And in speaking with my grandparents and other people like in their 80s and 90s now, there never really was any sort of notice or warning about that in Canada. They just kind of slipped it through. So all the silver that you had deposited in your bank from the coins.
Well, I understood it. There was a point in time in the States it was illegal. They said you cannot hold gold and silver certificates. You have to turn them in.
Yep,
And
there was.
it was actually illegal.
Yep, there was.
Technically.
I was going through my mom's stuff and I found one stock given to my uncle in I think it was 68. And it was only for $1. It was in Jetco Company or something. So I looked it up this morning, and that one piece of paper was worth $868.
Yeah.
But then at the top it said only redeemable for 1 year from the date
Of issue.
that it was written, and I'm like, oh my god.
There you go. So she'd probably already followed through with it.
Yeah. Other quick question is, if a necklace is 90% silver, then the other 10% is what? Copper?
Usually.
Same somehow way. We'll put anything in that.
Copper would be by far the most likely.
I'm trying to think what blends with silver easily.
Well, sometimes it'll be nickel or obviously gold. But yeah, no, sterling silver is typically silver and copper.
Yeah.
Isn't
It can also be
Sterling's 99.9, isn't it?
No. Sterling is, I think it's a little over 80%. Let me Google it. Let's see if 79 can Google it faster than me. I want to say it's 82 or 87. What is sterling? 92.5. There you go.
Yeah, 9.925 is considered sterling silver.
Oops.
a necklace in the other day, and it's stamped Italy, and I think it was so low. It was like 32.5% silver.
32.
It was weird. It was some weird number, and the guy really wasn't interested in it.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, at 32, it's almost like it's a really thick plating on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It might be copper. I'm trying to think what the coins were.
When they had to make rose gold, you had like 5% copper to the gold to make the rose gold. So it's probably copper for the silver as well.
Yeah.
Back in the day, really quick, I used to melt. What are they called? Gaming cards. Yeah. Anyway, inside the graphics cards in your computer, the teeth on your cards have gold foil. So I would put them in muriatic acid. I'm not saying do this at home. Don't do this. But you soak them in peroxide and muriatic acid, and it would remove the foils. And you would do this process where you would just pour it and pour it and pour it until you would catch all the foils. And in the end, you sometimes would have a half a gram just from like 10 sticks.
Right.
It's not good for you to breathe, by the way. So don't do it. Like I was doing it in my garage with the door open. Don't ever do that. Use a mask. But yeah, it was good money.
And when we're young, we feel much more invincible too, right?
Yeah, that was stupid. That was really stupid, honestly.
I won't say on a public forum some of the stupid things I've done. I'm grateful to have seen what I've seen and to have lived what I've lived, and met good friends like I see in the chat here, and all of you guys.
Just real quick too, if you go to the scrapyard, anyone does that, they also buy any computer components like that, and they pay a certain amount per pound. I think last time I went, it was like $3.65 per pound for like chips and whatever else.
Yeah, there's lots of do-it-yourself videos too on how you can disassemble. So people throw their old TVs and microwaves, especially.
Yeah, microwaves. I saw that the other day.
Yeah, other electronics. So that's another good thing. Dave, you're asking, what do you buy now? Like copper. If you can get scrap copper, that's great. Or if you go to garage sales or yard sales, things like that, if you can identify what the copper price is, which is just shy of $50 a pound right now. Sorry, $5 a pound. If you can buy it at that price, that's probably a good buy too.
Remember in the 90s, I worked under the table at a performance shop, and the 5-liter Mustang engines, the intakes are aluminum, but on the bottom there's about a 2x3 steel plate pressed in. So the guy says to me that owns it, one of the brothers, bring the truck around. So it damn near filled it with these intakes, go down to the sky. So he says to me, it's dirty. I said, no, it's not. Well, that plate, I said, you can drill it out. But the point was, it was almost $1,000 or more. I went back to the shop, he wouldn't even give me $10 for gas. But the aluminum back then, you know what I mean? Clean aluminum.
Yeah.
Was quite a lot of money to, run through the scrappers.
I know a lot of people, they crush all their aluminum cans. Like,
Yeah.
I won't name it, but one of my customers, they go through a whole heck of a lot of Diet Coke and ginger ale and all that. And like and I do too, but it's usually for me, it's like the club soda or the sparkling water with lightly flavored.
Yeah.
It can add up. And aluminum, is that right? Aluminum used to be more valuable than gold?
I don't know about gold, but more than silver was.
I used to get, I think, top pay at the scrapyard for aluminum, clean aluminum, was about 43 cents per pound. And then 36 cents if it was painted and not clean. But of course, that's just like scrap. That's not jewelry or anything.
The only thing I've ever taken to a scrapyard is, or recycling rather, is copper.
Yeah, it's worth a ton now. I think it's like $3 a pound.
Yeah, I've got all these empty beer cans here from the last time 79 was over here. She never clears up her shit after she's hanging out with us.
I've never seen 79 before.
She's a pretty cool chick, man. I think you'd get along with her, but
I thought it was Nut House at first. I'm not gonna lie.
here, keep serving ads.
It's got the hypnotizing screen.
Yeah, so 79 has yet to make a special guest appearance on anyone's channel, but she did have a video up there on her channel before. Basically said, how you doing?
Really?
But
350
famous.
subscribers. No, it just reminded me the background on her site is the, like the hypnotism circle or whatever, and that's what Nut did last week on his show. So that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's kind of like optical illusion type stuff.
So my bad if I was wrong.
Here, I'll show you. No, you're right. You're right. It's mesmerism.
Mesmerism?
Mesmerism.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and that's when I went to Nut's channel, he had something like that on the front screen too when he had the hypnotist. I'm getting hypnotized right now.
Sorry about that, man.
It's all good. So did silver go back up? I see it.
It looks like it. No, it dropped back down. I zoomed out more.
Oh,
Yeah, if I zoom back in.
and I'm so tempted to do it, but then when I do it, it's gonna crash.
What's that? Buy silver?
Yeah.
Uh,
350.79.
Yeah, I wouldn't right now unless you were just flush with cash. Like if you're like, man, I got so much money, I just don't know where the fuck to put it. I'd buy a little bit of silver right now, but I'd also buy gold and platinum. This is all assuming you're just flush with cash. Other than that, to me, platinum is probably your best buy for value in the precious metals. You could look at stocks and stuff like that, like Neil was talking about, or cryptos, or crystallized osmium. With silver, I'll tell you what though, Dave, if you can find someone that has to sell their silver, because there are lots of silver stackers out there that are tight on cash right now, and they bought in, and they've been waiting a long time to cash out, and now it's finally up. If you can buy peer to peer and get it at spot price, then I would say go for it.
Whatever you do, don't go to the pawn shop and try to buy silver or sell it.
No.
Selling it would be worse, right? You'd be more likely to get a good deal buying it there, but they'd be more likely to try to rip you off, maybe.
I bought a 20-inch Figaro necklace from there. I think the guy, he wanted 80. I talked him down to like 60, and then I returned to sell it to him. I got sick of it, and he offered me $20. I'm like, hey, I paid you 60. And he's like, I'll give you 40, but I'm like, dude, you suck. Anyway, I think it was 32 grams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that amounts to at $60, but
I bought this very microphone from a pawn shop.
is that a Shure?
It's a Blue Yeti.
Oh, cool.
It's not that great a microphone, but better than what's on the laptop, right?
Mm.
Oh, Neil's heading out. Okay, Neil. Good to see you, man.
Ron, appreciate you for having me up, man.
Much love, Neil. You're very knowledgeable, bro. Appreciate your tips.
Thank you very much. You guys take care.
Clean Air Metals. My
Yes.
Yeah, like that would be one. You just put a tiny little bit of cash into it. Like I'm thinking, even $500.
This is the way I look at it. It's going to be paying dividends one day. Within probably 2 years, it'll be paying dividends. You're buying it at right now, it's like 5.7, say 6 cents. The dividends it pays yearly will be more than 6 cents. So the first time that stock pays dividend, they're paying you back for buying that stock. Everything else from there out is pure profit.
So
This-
my understanding is that the way Warren Buffett, the way Warren Buffett started out was with 10 grand, and what he did was he analyzed, like from an accounting perspective, he analyzed the companies that he could buy, and he bought 10, and he put $1,000 in each. That was his first investing.
That's too bad it wasn't Microsoft, right?
Well, Microsoft wouldn't have been around then, because like that would have been back in like what, the 50s or 60s.
In the Windows days.
you guys have a good evening.
There was no internet then that we know of, anyway.
It's AOL, man. We had a Commodore 64, I think. I think
Nice.
it was early 80s.
Yep. The first computer I ever worked on was a TRS-80. And to load up the programs, there was a little tape cassette thing.
Wow.
You put a tape cassette in it, and it played, and it had to be hooked up to the computer, and that's how it uploaded it. But I'm old, man. Like,
You're not older than me, I don't think.
I was born in 72.
I was born in 74, so we're close.
Pretty close. Yeah, you're the same age as my younger brother.
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting there, though. That's what I was saying. I was looking at that rack of ribs, and I'm like, dude, if I ate that rack, I would be sleeping for the rest of the afternoon, probably.
You know what? The truth is, it wasn't actually that good.
No.
I showed up there late. Like, that was getting late in the day. And so, yeah, as it turned out, the ribs were a little bit overcooked.
That sucks.
Yeah, I'd still give them, a 6.5 out of 10, but I wouldn't rave about them. And if I could do it over, I would have tried somewhere else. But what the heck? I was just cruising around at Beer and Ribs Festival with a GoPro.
Is it 1:32 a.m. for you?
Yep.
Yeah. Probably pop off here. I appreciate you having me up.
Hey, man, always good to see you. I hope someone drops Dave's Not Here Man link.
Indy did.
Starved for Truth. Yeah, it was dropped earlier too.
Appreciate it.
And much blessings to you. Hope you have a good week.
You as well, brother. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
I guess I should let you go too, Adrian. It's late. You got to get up.
Sounds good, Black Watch. Was there anything else you wanted to say before you head out?
Okay, we'll catch you again. Take care. Take care, chat. Everybody in chat. Have a good evening.
You too. Okay, so F37 Metal says no antique stores when silver was 30 an ounce. They were selling 90% Franklins for $25 and 1964 Kennedys for $20. Sounds about right. So let's just take a quick look here. 46.72. So it has dropped back down. But everything above here was 47. So we hit it a couple times. Appreciate everybody for coming out, and be safe, and we'll chat to you all soon. Hope you all have a good night.